No one should be punished for merely trying to survive. The reality is, society condemns and criminalizes poor Black mothers for trying to provide for themselves and their families against unjust social conditions. This is the Abolitionist Sanctuary documentary, which unearths the stories of community mothers, church mothers, and carceral mothers who struggle to subsist when survival is not promised and freedom is not given. These narratives are important because the criminalization of impoverished Black motherhood is an urgent moral crisis that is largely overlooked. 80% of women in prisons are Black mothers. This story challenges the criminalization of Black motherhood by shifting negative perceptions and re-evaluating Black mothers' survival not as vice, but virtue, not as deviant, but a source of moral integrity, not as criminal, but salvation. My name is Reverend Dr. Nikia Smith-Robert, and I am in Harlem, New York, where I was raised by a single poor Black mother who struggled to make a way out of no way. I grew up against the backdrop of a prison industrial complex, an unjust war on drugs, the height of the crack epidemic, tough on crime policies, welfare reform, gentrification, and the false convictions of 5 Black teenage boys dubbed the Central Park Five. They lived next door to me. My mother, Carol Mercedes Smith, gave birth to my brother at the age of 15. 10 years later, she conceived me. By the time I reached 12 years old, I received my first letter from prison from my brother. I witnessed the disappointment and desperation of my mother, who did anything necessary to overcome the death-dealing conditions of poverty, punishment, policing, and prisons. She sometimes bent rules and broke laws to ensure we could meet our basic needs. By society's standards, her survival strategies were deemed criminal, but for her children, they were salvation. My mother saved our lives because she was able to put food on the table, clothes on our backs, and a roof over our heads. She believed in God, but she also believed in her agency as an extension of the divine to save herself against the pressing dangers, limited options, and in unjust social conditions. There is a Latin dictum that says, "Necessity knows no law." Black mothers like my own know this to be true firsthand when engaging in underground economies and other survival strategies to provide for themselves and their family against interlocking systems of oppression. My mother was not a bad person, but systems of domination that condemned her for merely trying to make ends meet were pure evil. Rather than blame individuals for their own misfortune, we must challenge structural inequities that limit and foreclose Black mothers' survival. We must build abolitionist sanctuaries to repair harms, restore relationships, and rebuild more just and equitable systems for communal thriving. We want to amplify the untold stories of Black mothers who make $1 out of 15 cents and something out of nothing because their survival teaches us the importance of creating a world which we have not yet conceived, but that our children and their children's children need to flourish and be free. This project is our collective call to ensure that systems of domination die so that poor Black mothers and their families can live and flourish. Because no one should be punished for merely trying to survive.